Well, hello, it's Susan at Seaside Stitches and welcome to my channel. Yes, so I'm just introducing myself on, it's Friday the 11th of August and I'm hoping to do a week in the life. So I'm hoping to be able to pop on each day or as much as I can just to say what I'm wearing, what I've been up to, have I been doing any sewing, and just a little bit of life. So yes, so I'm starting today, and so today I will finish off my vlog in my sewing room. It's a bit of a mess, and then I will get to edit that. So however long it takes me to edit it, that's one of the things I'll be doing. So I will edit that, and then yes, we're doing a drumming event tomorrow, so I will be ironing the outfits that I've got on here. I'll put a picture in so that we're ready for that for tomorrow, and I'll hope to take you with me tomorrow. Yeah, just before I go, I should tell you that the dress that I'm wearing is, and excuse me, you don't know you've got a cough or you've got any kind of thing that's going to be a problem in talking until you actually put the video on. Right, so this is Simplicity. It's an amazing fit one. I really like it. It's meant to be in woven, but who does what they're told? I tend to use knits far more than I use woven. So this is in a knit. It's in a viscose jersey from Fabrics at Fleetwood some time ago. I've had it a couple of years, and it is the 2247. Yeah, so it gives a couple of options that you can sew down the facing that's on the inside, and you make a little kind of feature of it. I love it. I've made it twice, and I have plans for another one. So that's enough for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow on the Saturday. Okay, as you can see, my sewing room needs a very good sorting out, tidying up. Anyway, what my priority is now is just to set everything up to do a vlog for my Friday sews, because I'm going to be doing just a week of being with me. So this is the Friday. Hi. So I am just doing the week in the life thing, and it's still Friday, and I am now editing this, so I'm just going to put a few seconds of me editing and just to show you that that's what I'm doing. In the dark because the light will probably block me. Yeah, never mind. Yes, it's 5 to 4. I've been editing all afternoon. I've got square eyes, and yeah, and so it's just saving now. So these are just a few of my excuse me, videos that I've done over the last couple of years. Not all of them by any means, because some of them are on the other computer. So yeah, okay, so I don't think I'll be on again tonight. I don't think I'll be doing any sewing on my red dress. I'm feeling a bit bog-eyed. It's gone very hot again. I need to just prepare some things and just gather my footwear to be ready to set off, because we have to be there at 10:30. We're playing in the park at Wigan and then joining the procession after that. It'll be quite enjoyable and quite bright and lively and cheery. Bye. Good morning. It's the second day of the week in a life, and I think that's right, the week in a life, and we're off to drumming. It's a grey day today. Lots of raining, well, lots of showery rain. Don't know what the event is going to be like. We're not doing part of the march, but I'll catch you up on the way. Okay, bye. take pictures of food. My hot chocolate. And there we go. Small fish chips and mushy peas. I'm just going for a little walk around the block. Blackpool Air Show is on and I just want to see if I can spot any. I'm going to say vehicles, aircraft. Okay. Okay, it's still the 12th of August, the Saturday, and I decided I would come up here and sort out a few drawers. It's strange when I'm doing it. I don't normally do selfies, so my tendency is to look over here at myself, but that's no good, so I need to look over there, and I'll try keep looking over there and see if I'm still here. Right, so that's that bit, and then I will show you what I'm doing. Decided to come up into my sewing room and see if I can make some headway into organising a tidy, clutter-free space. Yeah, right, okay. Right, so what I'm starting with is this little set of drawers. They're office drawers. I had my stuff in them for years and years, and then I turned them into sewing accoutrements drawers. So I should just show you what is in each drawer. And that is where I keep my threads, in the bottom drawer of this cabinet. My second drawer, actually no, I've put that, anyway, it doesn't really matter. So they are kind of overflow, or just different colours from what was in there. And my recycle threads are at the back. And then I found a good space for my needles. So they were in a different drawer when I had my other set of drawers next to me. Doesn't really matter. But that works out very well. And then in my other drawer I have all my bobbins, I call them spools, and quite often if I'm doing a project I'll set at least 2 bobbins with the right colour. And then I have all my presser foots presser feet in here, and quite often if I'm jumping backwards and forwards to a pressure foot, I will pop them in this little bit of the drawer that I call the 4th drawer, because it's the 4th one from the bottom. And I'm not quite sure why I've got a little whisk thing in here, but anyway, these are all my little tools. So I've got a torch on a telescopic kind of torch thing, and it's got a magnet on the end so I can extend that and pick up pins with that. I've got my screwdrivers, I've got an awl, I've got all sorts of bits and pieces just on the side, a kind of corner pointer turner thingamabob, an eraser, and I've got all my marking tools, my by Annie stylus, a couple of pens, and as you can see it's just kind of bits and bobs, but I know just where they are. And usually there are some quick unpicks in here, but I'll just show you that in a minute. I had created a little box lid that I took downstairs to be doing hand sewing and bits and bobs catching up. These are some of the fat quarters that I started putting together into sets, and just looking at what I've got for bag making, what kind of coordinating fabrics I've got that I can put with each other, and they're just for ideas and inspiration. So they are kind of coming on a treat now, what I'm working on, if that makes any sense. And my rulers that need to be put away on the little ruler shelf. I usually have a 24-inch by 6.5 and a 6.5 by 12, and then I've got the it's not quite a French curve, is it? It's the dressmakers when you're plotting patterns and things like that. The aircraft that you can possibly hear, it's Blackpool Air Show today, so I keep trying to spot one of the aircraft that's going over, and then I miss them by the time I get out the door. So anyway, the red arrows have already gone over and we missed those, so that's that. This is that little tray that I'd made myself for taking up and downstairs. I usually have 2 of these good grip, I can't remember what they're called, quick unpicks, I don't know, can't remember, seam rippers, I don't like that word, but that's what they are to me, a quick unpick. I know that's the brand, but it doesn't really matter. So I usually have one that lives with my tools and one that is spare and floating that I take up and downstairs. So that's that. This is one of my most useful tools, my seam gauge. I love that tool, find it very handy, and I use it on nearly every make that I create. My snips usually live by my machine. I'll sort that out in a minute, I'll show you that after. And my magnetic pin holder. That's it. Oh, they're waste threads that I need to transfer to my thread basket. Here is my, well, I'll call it a basket anyway, it's a handmade basket. It's a thread catcher basket, that's what it's for. And I throw no threads away if I can possibly help it, especially given that they are polyester and therefore will not break down in landfill. So I'll try and find projects for those. In my top drawer of my metal cabinet, I keep my larger bobbins that are too deep really to go into the shallow drawers. Sometimes I have an odd bobbin that's a larger size, so I just keep track of the larger size ones. And my moon threads, I'm just going to switch my camera around. The moon threads that I have in different I also use moon thread for overlocking quite a lot. I don't find any problem with it at all. It is a Coats brand, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's quite a lot cheaper than that kind of fray kind of, I can't think, Medlock, something like that. Anyway, so in this drawer I have usually just in different colours. I've got a backup white, which is usual, but then in another drawer over there I have my sets of 4 for my overlocker. So they're the shades that I've got now at the moment. What's that? I have my ruffler foot there and a couple of bias binding makers. These are just so handy, and if you're ever wondering exactly how to do this without burning your fingers, there is a lovely tutorial sew-along explanation on byanniepatterns.com where you're encouraged to make your own bias binding, and yeah, it's good. It's good if you're making tiny straps as well, so they're handy. I don't have the full set, I just have a couple of which ones I need, and also my tape measures are in here. I have 2 walking feet. They're just different makes. I got one free with my second machine, and I bought one for my first machine. They're universal, so they work on either of the machines. So they are very handy when I'm doing layers or sewing different, like tricky layers of knit things. So that's those. So in the rest of these, they're quite varied. The bottom 4 are more for scraps, and then I've got some household things in the bottom one. I think it's just dinner mats, placemats, cork placemats with covered on. So it may even be from my birthday last year, but that is my little iron, which I've never used yet. I do have a little ironing board come cutting mat that I got with a bit of birthday money last year as well, but I don't use that yet either. These are bits and bobs of scraps for just crumb piecing or whatever, and these are kind of a project bag with lots of scraps in, already cut bias binding that I've made for bags and things. Selection of, same again in here. These are quilted pieces, not quilted pieces. Some of them are blocks, and some are just random put together, maybe a front and a back of a tote bag or something like that. And then more scraps. I don't need to go into those, but and then just let me. And then even more random pieces of scraps, more for the crumb quilting and just to get out and play with sometimes, to mix and match. These are the scraps from a dress that I made for a for an exhibition. It was printed by an artist. It was taken out into the ideas were taken out into the community, and children and young women, young people, men, women, whatever, were encouraged to just design things and play about, and then some of their work was turned into fabric, and this piece of fabric was made from a block which was then repeated, turned and repeated and turned and repeated, and I was asked would I make a frock out of it so that it could be shown in a competition, and there is a sew along for that I've never released so far, so I would like to get on with that really. And like I say, they are just random dinner mats, placemats, just because that's where they used to live before I accosted it for my sewing. I'm aware there've been some videos about what are the most useful tools or most useful equipment. The most useful thing that I have ever made for my sewing room is this mat. It is just, oh god, that's my lights, whoops a daisy. Well, that is a huge relief, because this is my set of lamps from IKEA that I use to top up the lighting in here, either for sewing or for vlogging. I'll just take it off. Complete that little cabinet. This is my top drawer, and it looks a bit random, but it has got some kind of, not quite sure what that is. Oh, it's something. Anyway. Yeah, it's my French curves. It's got a buttonhole. Let me see what it calls itself. It's got an expanding sewing gauge for where you put your buttons. So if you find the position for one, you can find the position for the others, should you so wish to do several with a definitive gap between them. I find that quite useful. I bought it because I was doing a shirt course with the Stitch Sisters. I never finished the course, but it's still there should I want to pick it up. But that was a recommended thing to buy, and I have found it useful since I bought it. On the pattern, it doesn't suggest that you do anything at this end. It's just a bare piece of, it's just an end. But I also turned this over and created a few little pockets, and that's where I put my headers, my leaders and enders. I took a few in there now and again, so that I've always got something that I can finish off with, rather than get on my, or start off with, rather than get my threads tangled, particularly if I'm working on knit. So apologies for the jets, but I can't find one, but it won't stop zooming about. Underneath my mat, my sewing machine mat, I have some of this non-slip rubber matting, and that's where I lay my mat on so that my machine doesn't slide about at all. So that's one thing that's handy as well. I find it immensely satisfying when I've took my machine off and cleaned this mat, because it just gets full of threads, etc. It's dropping to bits, well, it's not dropping to bits, but there's some loose threads from what I sewed, and maybe it's due another one, but at the moment that's not a priority. But it is quite good when you feel like, oh, it's all clear again now, ready to be messed up again. Come across the manual now. It was just underneath the end of the rubber matting at the end, and my phone is getting low in battery, so I'll just put it on charge for a bit. This is the clock that fell down the other day off the top of this on-side sofa bed, which landed on the back of my foot, and I wasn't very pleased. In fact, if it had been a live video, I wouldn't have been able to edit it or bleep it out. Okay, I'm still going, and it's still the Saturday, the 12th. This chair should not be here. It should be over in the corner. But as I keep mentioning, because Alan is doing this radiator, he's got the silver foil on now. the insulation, but because of that, I'll show you. The sofa bed should be against the wall or the window, and because it isn't, everything else has been moved along. So past my overlocker table is a cabinet. I'm out of breath, as you can hear. There's a cabinet, and if everything was moved back in its place where the cabinet is, that is where the chair would be. So at the moment, that's why it's kind of in my way. Okay, now it may not look much better. The door keeps banging. Got windows open all over the place, and now as soon as I let go of this door, it'll bang. It'll open. Anyway, I have made some headway. So I'll just kind of take you slowly. I'm sorry if that door slams, but I have just tidied this area up. I've put things back to where they were. I have cleaned this sewing station. I've sorted out what needs to be there and not there, and I have put all the drawers back where they should be. I've vacuumed the floor, and it's little things really. I have rearranged this little cupboard. I'm so frustrated. The other day I found the pins to hang the shelf on, and well, wouldn't you know it, I've lost them again. I put them in a safe place and now I can't find them. But anyway, that's as far as I've got, although I've done some tidying in between. It may not make a lot more sense, but I have got a bit more organised on the table. I know what's what, I know what needs putting away, and I know where it needs to go. But it is 5:05 or 5:30, and I'm a bit worse for wear now. So that's me done for today. I've still got these obviously hanging up for attention. This one is completely done. I'm just using it for reference for distances for my other one. I've managed to put my other one just on the mannequin, and then it looks a bit more tidy than the mannequin in a bra and a basque and a covering up with a long vest. And I've got a bit more organised with the chair that shouldn't be in the room, but is, well, it should be in the room but not in this place. So I've sorted out bits and pieces, and I'm feeling a lot better for that. So I'm going to go down and sit down now because it's been a bit of a day. Okay, so I'll finish off on some lovely bright buttons, although it's gone dark in here. It's gone really kind of humid, and I'm expecting a storm anytime now, so that's it. And hopefully I won't drop Anna's phone out through the window, but I will just show you that I'm signing off now at 5:30 on Saturday, looking down at my garden and knowing there's so much weeding and messing about to do, but I will get to it at some point. But at least it's a bit of greenery. Okay, bye for now. See you tomorrow. Okay, it's Susan, and it is now Sunday. I was going to say Sunday morning, but actually it has got to about 12 o'clock or even 12:30 by now. I have declared war on my clutter, but I've spent ages downstairs sorting out a drawer that was leaking from behind, if you know what I mean. When you opened it and you moved something, things fell down the back and down the back of the cupboard. And I wondered why. Her niece is, I don't know, 13, still in school uniform, and now she's just graduated with a music degree. She's early 20s now, because she's just completed her degree and is about to start her master's. Anyway, that photo was on the floor, and I couldn't think why it would. I thought, where's that turned up from? But that's how I found out. They're all coming out of the back. So I have been sorting out family photos that belong this, who and what and everything, and then cards from my grandchildren, our grandchildren, because I'm trying to put a little video together, and I wanted to show some of their drawings. The video is only for them and family. It's not for public release. So I'm just on to say hello, it's Sunday, and I'm still managing to, I did yesterday's vlog, I'm doing this one, but something happened in the meantime, which was I was getting quite hot in here, tidying up and sorting things out, and I opened the window, and we have a push out window on, yes, and a few weeks ago, something seemed to fall, like a little screw or something. I couldn't find it. I checked. There didn't seem to be anything missing on the hinge, 2 bars. You'd know what I'm going to say. And I've just opened it a tiny bit each time. And yesterday I decided I'd just push it out a bit further and film the end of. You'll have seen it by now. Yesterday's vlog ended with me showing you a bit of the garden from our dormer window. And I thought, that's a strange click, pulling it back in, and it wouldn't come in properly. So I got Alan on the case and he said, I think that hinge has gone at the top. So we had to manoeuvre it so that we could get it in enough to hold it. And so it's a very, very old window. It was here, well, I don't know how long it's been in, but it's been in a long, long time. And so we now have to look at having the window itself, the full frame and window, replaced, because it would only be a temporary repair, because the rest of it is shot really, and it'd be a bit scary to use it. But I had visions of it kind of all just falling out, smashing the roof tiles, landing on the ground, hopefully not going in next door's garden. But we've managed to tether it, and someone is going to come and give us an estimate tomorrow. So anyway, things move on, don't they? But you know what that means? It means if we do have it replaced, everything that is at this end will have to be moved to go to that end, and we're already in a fix as it is. So I'm going to have to dismantle anything that I do clear up. But that means, though, everything will have a place, and I'll be able to move those away and know where to put them when they come back. That is the theory. So I'll leave you for now, and I'm about to have some lunch and then move upstairs. And I need to move some clutter that has nothing to do with sewing, but it has meant that our suitcases have been out of that cupboard, and until I can put back what needs to go back, I can't put the suitcases in, so I can't move around there freely. So I'll see how I go on, and I hope I can report back later. Okay? Hope you're having a good day. Bye for now. Not much of a sea view this morning. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, good morning. It is the Monday, and there are some vicious ramps around here. I think I'll call it a sleeping policeman. So here we go. Oh, and another one. So that's about as much fun as the day will get. We're going shopping today. It's Monday, and that's us really. So I don't know if I'll come on later. I can't think what might be interesting. I may sew. If I do some sewing, I'll let you know. I just come into a halt. I didn't come back on yesterday on the Sunday. I had some sad news about my friend that I talked about in my 14th Friday sews. Here we go, going over the tram lines. Yeah, so I had quite a somber day yesterday, so just took it easy and did things that were just restful and thoughtful. Okay, so might see you later. Bye. Okay, so this morning it is the Tuesday, and I have done some ironing. I'm not coming on screen because my hair is a big frizz mess because I've stood over a hot steamy ironing board for about an hour and a half this morning, but I've caught up. Okay, I'll catch you up in a little while. So I think I've mentioned before, I have a lot of plain, these are my staples really. I've loads of them in different colours. I've been wearing few of them while I've been getting more dresses. The white ones are just all scruffy now, but I just still use them under a dress in the garden or something like that when I'm pottering in the garden. But I've got loads, and just like them to layer up and have something like a little waistcoat bolero, pattern skirts or something that all goes together. But as I say, I've not worn many since I've got more dresses, and just one of my skirts that has been sat in the ironing pile for a few weeks. A charity shop buy and a charity shop to go buy. I bought it on a whim when we were in Cornwall, We spent this summer £4 on it. It's not my colour at all, but I was curious to see what that shape would be like on me. And it's worth giving £4 to a charity shop just to check that. And then behind here is a couple of metres of the fabric. I can't think what they're called, those dolls. Keiku? Something, I don't know. But I've made bags with this fabric before, and I did get more than 3 metres when I last went into Abercan November sale. It was on sale quite a lot, and I just had whatever was left on the roll. So because it's quilting cotton, I would love to make a garment of some kind, but I really don't like standing at the ironing board. And I it again. Keep thinking it's ready for action, and then I change my mind, because I think it'd just end up in the laundry pile where it never gets, because it's white background. It will be needing a wash quite regularly. Once it's washed, it'll be waiting for ironing. Could be out of action for months waiting for me to iron it, so I won't bother. We now just have a little job to do to create some space for a window man to get to the window to measure it to give us a quote, because it is broken. So I'm not gonna time lapse it, but it will be a bit different when I video again. Just move the drawers out, put them in the corner, move the lady over, took the machines off, filled the gap, moved the cupboard. Now the man should be able to get round there where the old radiator is still waiting to be taken down, and measure the windows. And the same on the other side. So as you can probably see, if we do have that window replaced, I'm going to have to take these cupboards out, the end two at least, and given the size of the bedroom, the window is the size of the bedroom, maybe more furniture will have to leave. Well, all this in here will have to be shifted to bring it in, depending on whether they can fit it from outside, but I'm not sure, because they're very weird, these windows. And across the way, over there, they had theirs fitted. The guy was doing it from inside and pulling it up by ropes and all sorts. And just, I'm sure you can see that gap. That's as far as the window will close now. Nice to have the sun out again. Today it hasn't rained yet. Hey! I don't know where I'm looking now. Yes, it's a much nicer day on the prom. So I know you can't see me, I'm in the shadow, but I'm just showing you the sea. So the tide is coming in at our little Brisbane area here. And we're just having a walk, Alan and I. We've had the double glazing man come and give us a quote, so we need a bit of fresh air to digest that now. Okay, see you later, bye. Isn't this amazing? We're just so lucky to have this on our absolute doorstep. Just a 3-minute walk from where we live. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now for Tuesday, and maybe I'll do some sewing tomorrow, especially as Alan has informed me that he's going out for a little while to meet a friend, and then I will be editing. Okay, see you again tomorrow. Not a bad little view to wake up to. Alan has gone off early to meet a friend this morning, and I've had a little lie-in. He's brought me a cup of tea, and I'm going to get on with some editing while looks like the moon's out, but it's a reflection of our lamp, while the Mac is not being used. So I'll speak to you later. It's Wednesday, the something of August. Oh, that's quite strange. We had a black and white cat until April this year, and next door's has just settled in the sun on her chair. And I've just noticed it just was, oh, that's a bit strange. Anyway, good luck to you, Max. Have a lovely morning. So let's clear one space upstairs and make a mess downstairs again. This is what my life is. No wonder I've not done any sewing this week. Anyway, going upstairs to edit. The sofa has been moved, as you saw downstairs. And then we've all this to sort again now. Okay, so not much change here now. So, what day was yesterday? Everything feels like it's Saturday and Sunday this week. Today's Wednesday. So on Tuesday, we did get the guy to give us an estimate, as I've already told you. We went to just walk on the prom to have a bit of fresh air and take that in. And then when we came back, after tea, we decided we would dismantle the sofa bed, which is why I showed it in the hall this morning, because it's in the hall, which is as far as we could make it. Sorry, this floor is so creaky, listen. Anyway, I should just show you. We couldn't manage to get this bit downstairs. It's quite heavy, but we have managed it before, but we didn't want to do too much because we'd had quite a busy day as it was, and carrying all of it as well as that might have just been too much. So we left it. It's all in a mess downstairs as well, because we didn't want to start putting parts of it together when we didn't have all of it. So what we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to the Southport Flower Show. So anyway, I've moved my overlocker back over a little bit, and it means I can get more light on it when I am sewing. I apologise so far. There has been quite just a dearth of sewing because I've just been a bit flat. I did mention I'd had some news on Sunday, and I'm not saying that I'm distraught about that, and that is exactly why it's just not easy for me to sew. I'm just concentrating on other things. I think whatever seems to become a difficult thing, I'm just leaving for now. So what I'm going to do in just this minute is look at my patterns, and I don't need to bring you along with that, but I'm just going to sort them out, and I can show you, because I've only got tomorrow really now, and then we've ended the week. And what I did do is find the dress that I made in the pattern that I'll mention later that Jen at Stay in Jen's sewing room, she was swishing about in hers, but I think hers had no sleeves, on her last Friday sews, or the one before last anyway. And I thought, oh, I'll get mine out and talk about it on Friday sews. Hi, so it's Thursday today, and I have brought you to Southport Flower Show. I've just spoken to someone who is offering menopausal advice and support at a menopausal garden, so I think that's awesome. So I've just done a tiny little, well, not quite an interview, but I've just spoken to her, and I've got photos of that garden, and I'm really pleased about that. So anyway, I'll take you along with me, see what we see. It's getting a bit warm. I'm wearing my Yasmin. It's got beeping. I've also got quite a lot of wind, breeze, not wind noise. And it's absolutely stunning, and I'll show you what this garden is about in a minute.
Today when we're at the Circle of Strength garden is very much around menopause and making it a positive transition for women. It doesn't have to be. It's a natural thing, it's what we do, and it's when we get our sass back. Yes. So we're talking all things positive, and the garden itself just represents that transition that we have through menopause.
Thank you. It's a beautiful garden. I'm just going to take some footage of it. Is that all right? Yeah. Thank you. What's your name?
It's Judy Hastings.
Thank you, Judy. I'm Susan. Seaside Stitches.
I love it.
Bye. Thanks, Judy. I do like this.
Hang on, tell me when to go.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Hello, my name's Suzanne, and this is what I do for a living, and it's a bit of an obsession, really. So I spend a lot of time just sitting at home making all of these items, from oven gloves, aprons, cushions. I'll let you have a good look.
Thank you, Suzanne. Beautiful lavender.
And then they don't fall off your cooker or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. These are gorgeous things, aren't they? Roller hand towels. And all these aprons. I'm having a really good time here today. Special lavender bag that she's got there. And it's made from lavender in the garden. Beautiful. I'm so happy. I also met a lovely woman called Stephanie, and she makes mugganizers, and I bought one and I'm just sharing it with you. She's in the process of creating a patent for it. Okay, so we have just finished our tour, several tours of the Southport Flower Show, and the wind's coming in from this side because we've had to leave the door open to get nice and breezy, and well, it's been lovely. And we actually met Alan's cousin, but I'll come on about that later. So we're setting off back now, and see you in a bit. Bye. Okay, hi, it's Susan, and it's Thursday. It's Thursday and there's not much light in here, so I'll just try and sort that out, because we've unplugged things because of the sofa bed going and all that kind of thing. And I've just come back from the flower show at Southport, and so far this week I haven't done any sewing. I have done quite a bit of sorting, and sadly I feel like I just haven't been able to. Losing my sojo is one thing, but I think that's what's happened really. I have had time to sew, but just didn't fancy it, and when I kind of steeled myself to just do kind of 10 minutes here and there, I just couldn't get round to it. So what I've done is I've been sorting out patterns, and then that'll be the end of the week. So all the footage will have been edited apart from today's. Then I'll pop that on for you, and well, I just hope it's enough really. I've spoken to some nice people today, and that was really uplifting. So what I'd really like to do is thank you so much for being with me. I don't know how long you've stayed on this little week of a mad sewing woman who never sews. And you will see from the visit we had from Southport, I had a little interview of someone, and I really have enjoyed today. And I want to thank you very much for just anyone who views, anyone who comments. I will get back to you, honestly, this weekend. I'm going to sort out all my comments. I haven't responded. I have had other issues going on, family-wise, friend-wise, and I'm aware that I might be a bit too close to the camera and frightening you. I just want to share that I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for keep coming back. If you've not been before, welcome to my channel. It's not always like this. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better, but it's been a bit of a week, so I know this is a long video and that's not what I intended, but anyway, thank you, and see you again soon, hopefully. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.